What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, with it being a Monday, we're going to go through my plan and thought process behind this plan for the week ahead in relation to my Trading212 portfolio. But firstly, I just want to say thanks very much to the 405 subscribers that have subscribed to the channel so far. We reached our target of 400 over the weekend, so our next target will be 450. So thanks very much again. Firstly, just to give some context to some new viewers around here, or just to give my current subscribers an update, we are currently €4,813 invested. We are up 7.9% or €352. And just to give some context as well in terms of USD conversion, the €4,813 equates to over 5,700 USD, and our profit of €352 equates to $417. As we are now heading into week 9 of my overall investing journey, we currently have 12 portfolios that I mention weekly on my Friday portfolio update. But just to give you again some context, we'll go through those briefly to see where we stand and what holdings we have per sector. And again, as we do this every Friday, I just want to go through briefly today. So first we have our communication services, which is up nearly 9%. We have 3 holdings in the form of Facebook, Walt Disney and AT&T. You can see the percentage gains on the far right here. So again, as we do this every Friday, I won't be going into these today. Consumer discretionary, we are down 0.59%, and we have 4 holdings in the form of Tesla, McDonald's, Starbucks and Nike. 3 are in the red at the moment, which is perfectly fine. I'll start to improve my dollar cost averaging in the coming weeks, but I will be giving today's video my ideas for the week going forward, which actually doesn't involve investing. So I will go through that after we go through these 12 pies. Consumer staples, we are currently up 7.2% with our 3 holdings are all in the green: Coca-Cola, PepsiCo and P&G. We then have my energy sector, which is up nearly 11% in the form of ExxonMobil and Chevron. And again, on the far right, you can see our percentage gains. ETF, we currently are up 10.33% in the form of Vanguard S&P 500 and our Vanguard FTSE 100. So the 500 tracks the US and the 100 tracks the UK's top stocks. Next up is our financial sector. We're up over 10%, and the 5 holdings here are Visa, MasterCard, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America and Goldman Sachs. All 5 are in the green. Next we have the healthcare, which is up 7.43%. Again, all 3 positions are in the green in the form of Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie and Pfizer. Then with our industrials, we're up nearly 9% in the form of 3M, Caterpillar and Waste Management. All 3 are doing quite well at the moment and all in the green. In materials, we just have the one company at the moment in the form of Barrick Gold, which is down 4.19%. And again, as I mentioned in prior videos, we see a lot of volatility in these kind of stocks, and especially as well in my energy sector as well. They kind of jump up and down 5 to 10% every week or so. So when they do drop to levels such as now, which are there down 4.19%, I usually do invest more to dollar cost average. Real estate, we have the one company up 5.73% in the form of Realty Income. My biggest holding position pie so far is the tech sector. It's currently up 9.72%. We have 4 holdings here in the form of Microsoft, Amazon, Apple and Alphabet Class A, all again doing very well. And my utilities at the moment currently has no holdings, because in a prior video last week we discussed my reasoning behind moving that waste management company into my industrials. So you can see at the bottom here, as I believe it better fits this pie going forward. My plan going forward for this week, starting at week 9 of my overall investment portfolio, will actually be to not invest at all. And my reasoning behind that is I have 3 criteria that I want to fulfill this week. I believe, firstly, I'm going to start building my cash portfolio up. So that way, once I do find companies or positions that I currently hold, or if I find new investment opportunities, that I have the cash pile to use to utilize these opportunities. Second of all, I'm going to start doing research on companies that I want to add into the following portfolio pies. So I want to add a company, as I said as well, a clean energy company into that portfolio. Some of my subscribers have already mentioned some renewable energy companies that I could use. So thanks very much for suggesting those, and I'll be sure to look into them. We also want to add companies into my materials sector pie. We only have the one here at the moment. I want to add a further company into my real estate pie, and also I want to add 1 or 2 companies into my utility sector pie. By adding in these new companies into the utilities, materials, and my energy sector pies, etc., in real estate, I want to ensure that I'm doing my own due diligence and research, and also taking the time and not just jumping in to pick any random company. I want to make sure they fit my own portfolio purposes and my risk tolerance. And by doing that and taking the time to actually sit back from as investing as such, and during the week just analyze companies, I believe that will actually pay a better overall investment in the long term by taking your time and actually picking the right companies, again, for your own portfolio needs. So I'll definitely be taking my time with that, and I'll be making update videos throughout the week on each of the sectors where companies that I feel best fit each of these, and I will go through my plans for adding those in. And also by adding companies into these pies that currently have only 1 or 2 holdings, this will help further increase my diversification, which certainly is very important in long-term investing. And following on from my second plan of adding more companies into my portfolio pies, the third thing that I want to get done this week is to go through myself each of my 12 portfolio pies and kind of review and make adjustments if necessary. For example, just given here we have it up on the screen, communication services currently have 3 holdings, all are in the green. So I want to see, for example, we can see the weightings I have for each of the companies here. So I'll be sitting back again and kind of taking my time and taking a step back from investing and looking at each of these 12 pies and ensuring, firstly, that they have the correct weighting that I desire. Second of all, do we have enough companies? For example, in this we have 3, and I mentioned prior videos as well that I want to have a max of 5 companies per sector. So for example, on my financial sector, that's the one pie at the moment where I do have 5 holdings. So if I did want to add a different company in here, I'd have to remove one of the 5 I already have. So I'll want to be checking their weightings. I want to see overall how much I have invested in each of those sectors. Like for example, in my energy sector, we only have €168 invested, whereas if you go down to my tech sector, we have nearly €1,100 invested. So there's quite a substantial difference between the value of each of my pies. So again, I'm going to look into that to make sure I kind of even this a bit more. Again, that really does help improve your diversification and your protection against any sector or company going down. And a good place to kind of get some ideas or inspiration, and again, this is only just to give you ideas, it shouldn't be your sole purpose of investing, is to look at, let's say, the Trading212 Hot List, and this can kind of give you some companies that you might have forgotten about, or for example, you haven't heard about and done your own research and you realize they were a good opportunity. So what I'll be doing as well is I'm going to be looking through the hot list of the top 100 companies and kind of making a short list of companies that I don't hold at the moment. And again, that is just a starting point. You shouldn't just use this as your own and sole factor of investing. So we can see here on the 212 hot list, the top 10 holdings that currently are owned by Trading212 members are firstly Tesla, with nearly 97,500 accounts hold this company. We then have Apple, Amazon, NEO, BP, Microsoft, National Grid, Rolls-Royce, Netflix, and Pfizer make up the top 10. But you can see here, for example, it really does go the whole way. Like there's about 100 companies here as such. So I'm going to have a look through each of these and kind of split them into sector class and kind of different risk reward ratio classes as well before I decide what I'm going to do. And you also kind of have things such as the top risers and fallers, which is certainly very handy to see as well. So I just want to give a brief update today on my plans for the week going forward, as I like to kind of keep a log of what I'm doing every part of my trading journey, so it'll be great to look back on over time. So on beginning week 9, the 3 things that I want to complete this week in terms of investing is firstly to build up a cash pile, just let's say €200 to €400 this week. I'm going to start building up that position, so when opportunities do arise or when I add in new companies, etc., I'll have the cash reserve to do so. Second of all, I'm going to be doing research on such sectors as materials, real estate, energy, and utility sector pies that currently only have 1 or 2 holdings. I'm going to be adding a company at least into each of these. So I want to spend the time this week to actually go through in my own kind of time to look through each of these sectors and find the best companies that I believe would suit my portfolio. And thirdly, and probably the most important one is I'm going to look through each of my 12 pies overall and ensure the weightings are correct, the overall value is kind of more in line. So I might have to do some rebalancing, we'll see. And also I want to ensure that I have the right companies that suit my financial needs. So with that being said, that brings the end to today's video. Thanks very much for watching, and please consider subscribing to this channel and smashing that like button, and comment below on your thoughts and opinions on my portfolio plans this week. And I will also be making videos throughout the week on my updates and plans for each of these sectors when I come up with companies to invest in. So thanks very much guys, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's video.